Let's go now to Emanuel Yi Pastreich, the director of the Asia Institute in Seoul. He joins us now live from Tokyo. Really good to have you with us once again. I just want to start with Joe Biden's latest comments. He basically warned that any regime that launched an attack against South Korea or its allies would be ended. This seems like very strong language coming from a US administration. We're used to similar language being used by Pyongyang, but not a Western ally. What's prompted such a stern warning?
Well, we have increasingly a rather irrational approach to international relations in the Biden administration, essentially moving away from all the previous commitment to nonproliferation and to the nonproliferation treaty. But specifically, I think we can't really interpret this simply as being about Pyongyang and North Korea, although that was the country mentioned in the joint statement. But rather, we really are talking about China. I don't think anyone in Washington, D.C. is fooled by this. No real nuclear war is going to take place between North and South Korea. No strategist, no international relations expert thinks that's really even possible. But the possibility of some sort of a nuclear confrontation between the United States and China is increasingly seeming likely. And unfortunately, it seems as if the President Yoon is quite willingly to drag South Korea into such an activity, the possibility that South Korea itself might be at the center of some sort of nuclear confrontation between the United States and China.
Can I ask you now about the signing of the so-called Washington Declaration that took place between the US and South Korean presidents? It essentially sounds like a pact between the two countries that would ensure South Korea's security in the event of any attack from anyone in the region, I guess. What's involved in that, do you think? We don't have the finer details, but what price would Seoul be paying in order to win that protection from Washington?
Right. Well, the main argument made in South Korea by the administration, the Yoon administration, has been that they need an assurance that the United States is committed to extended deterrence, i.e. using nuclear weapons specifically, but maybe a whole range of other weapons to defend South Korea. However, I think most people looking at this see it that the Yoon administration itself, in an attempt to sort of outmaneuver even Japan, has said explicitly that somehow some sort of nuclear agreement between the United States and South Korea will be reached that will make South Korea even closer, even more deeply integrated into the United States Strategic Command, playing a role potentially in which South Korean pilots or other assets within the South Korean military would find themselves reporting directly to United States Strategic Command in the delivery of nuclear weapons, say, in an attack on China or maybe Russia. This would be obviously a tremendous risk. And I think many in Korea itself, in the military, in government, in research, are deeply worried and do not support this effort. But it's being presented in the media as if President Yoon is supported by Korea in affirming this close relationship with the United States, which I'm afraid is taking a rather dangerous turn here.
Okay, Emanuel Yi Pastreich, we will have to leave it there, but great to get your analysis as always. Thank you.